Let go of fear you're holding. The fire smoldering, it's starting all over again. I got a feeling that I ought to know it, burning inside. I got a feeling that I ought to know it, yeah. Every time I grip the wheel, I begin to feel I know what I'm in for. A white knuckle ride. You got a fix for me, you know what I need. Oh, it's a breakneck speed. Might as well enjoy the ride. The air around exploding, it won't slow me down. I say it ain't so. Whoa, whoa.
The oldest asphalt track in all of the United States of America sits in West Elias, Wisconsin, right outside the city of Milwaukee, and that is where we are tonight for round number 9 of the Great Lakes Truck Series, the Milwaukee Mile. Welcome into the Cream City 150 at this historic track. I am the captain, Chris Scala, with you in this 1 mile track that is flat, it is warm, and it is going to be a fun, slick race tonight in store for these trucks as they get ready for 150 laps around the Milwaukee Mile as qualifying has just begun. We appreciate you coming to join us. Of course, the last couple of weeks we have spent over in Michigan as we were at the Michigan Speedway, of course, for the Prehistoric Forest 200 last week. It was the track at Belle Isle where J.W. Miller picked up his second win of the season and kind of put his stamp on this battle for the championship that is very, very tight, and we are looking forward to some great racing tonight, and hopefully we will see no issues on my end tonight. I actually went to work this evening. Of course, we had the new build that just came out this morning, and I got it all updated when I got home this afternoon and was able to get everything up and running. As you see trucks out on track, we'll talk a little bit about Throwback Night. Tonight is a Throwback Night. You'll see a lot of paint schemes out here this evening on the track that are throwbacks, and we'll talk about that. Christopher Dean right now on the pole as we qualify here at the Milwaukee Mile. Now let's go back as we started to Detroit and Belle Isle last week, a race that we never thought was possible to be done, and it was done. And not only that, it was some fantastic road course racing in the end. Obviously there were some wrecks, there were some battles, there were all types of things, and there was some drama, but in the end it was J.W. Miller getting the win tonight. Now J.W. normally doesn't qualify, and he probably won't tonight, so expect him to start back there in the back. But Zach Allman, he was not happy with his truck out there. He is trying to learn how to run it. Oh, that is going to leave Mark Lucas Joseph into the tire barriers. And we'll talk about a pit road entry here throughout the night also. But Zach Allman was not too happy about this track, and here he is on the pole right now by 1/100th of a second over his teammate Christopher Dean. Now, I don't have a graphic to show you the points, but right now it is becoming a 3-truck battle. J.W. Miller and Keith Calhoun are separated by 2 points. Now, when I say 2 points, you're like, okay, the new point system, yeah, that's pretty tight. Now, this is 2 points with the old 1990s NASCAR points. So basically, one position separates those 2 drivers. When it comes to the point lead, Zach Allman, he is some 36 points back from the leader, which when you think about that, that's only, what, 6 positions, 7 positions, something like that. When it's all over with. Christopher Dean, he sits 115 back. Lucas Joseph, your top 5 in points. He is over 100 and almost 200. Actually, 201 exactly points back from the point lead. But again, the old point system being used, you can get up to 185 points, I believe it is, when it is all over with tonight. But a tight point battle, and as you see, some tight speeds out here on this very flat 1 mile track. If you remember Pocono, they always bring this up as you see a Kevin Harvick retro paint there going spinning. But you always remember that Pocono's turn 3. They always reference the Milwaukee Mile. Well, the Milwaukee Mile this is that mile, and you think of turn 3 at Pocono, watch the 33 here go through turn 3 and 4. This is the banking. All of 6 degrees, and you want to put it right down on that yellow rumble strip into the corners, and then obviously down these straightaways, and then sweeping corners here. It's an old track that was created back in 1906, so this track is older than Indianapolis, and it's had asphalt for longer than Indianapolis. So yes, Indianapolis might be the oldest when it comes to big time tracks. This is the oldest track in the United States of America, and one that's been raced for so many years. We've seen truck racing here, we've seen Xfinity racing here, Indy cars have raced here. I remember I wanted to say ARCA, but ASA, they've raced here. Maybe ARCA has raced here before too, because they're a Midwestern-based organization. But so many series have raced here in the past, and we're going to see tonight the edition of the Great Lakes Truck Series here this evening for race number 9 of this championship battle, as Zach Allman somehow comes out and takes the pole for this race. As we take a look at the starting lineup for the Cream City 150, it is Zach Allman, the Floridian, going to start on the pole by 18 one-thousandths of a second over his teammate Christopher Dean. As a matter of fact, the top 4 spots all done by Ace Motorsports, as Keith Calhoun will start third alongside Chris Evans. Alan Best, Dylan Thomas still complete the top 6. Lucas Josephson, Travis Icavacci there in the 8th position. Robert Lukens, who you just saw on the Kevin Harvick special, he'll start in 9th alongside Sam Barnes, who's in a Rusty Wallace tribute tonight. Anthony Marshall, he's got a Steve Park tribute to the old DEI Pennzoil days, alongside Ben Pierce there in the number 31 truck. Starting in row number 7, Chip Parks, Tanner Long. Row number 8, Blaine Sparling, Jordan Watson. And the final row, I mentioned Dylan Glass and J.W. Miller. Those guys did not put qualifying times down, and will start respectively in the 17th and 18th position. So seems like everything so far is working out. I'm going to kind of explain what I've done behind the scenes. I've pretty much redid OBS at the about an hour and a half ago or so. Redid some settings, so hopefully there will be no audio issues on my end. Knock on wood. Hopefully there will be no lagging issues on my end. Knock on wood. And hopefully we'll have some good interviews tonight with drivers and stuff throughout the evening here. As a matter of fact, we are going to test the first one out right now. I am going to go get the Almond boy and bring him up here. I just pulled an Eric Jones on him. That Jones boy. Anyways, let's see. Zach Allman, you got a copy? What in the world? Keith, get out of here, Zach. I'm just kidding. Hey, good luck out there, Keith. Let's try that again. I got everything fixed but my mouse. Let's try this again. This is Zach. You got a copy, buddy? All right, so you were out here raging and ranting and saying a bunch of bombs that somebody your age shouldn't be saying, but you were saying them, and here you are on the pole now an hour later. Do you still feel like this track should be knocked down and turned into an apartment complex? His quote. Nice. Well, congratulations on your pole. You're coming to the green, and hopefully we'll talk here a little bit later in the race, so congrats on your pole. All right, so 1 for 1 already. I'm happy about that. The switch happened, and Discord didn't switch on me. Woohoo! I'm happy. Other than I brought the wrong driver up. Anyways, 150 laps, 150 miles on this 1 mile track. Remember the 65% fuel and the limited tire sets, and if we make it to lap 75 without a caution, there will be a competition caution. A whole lot of factors to play as the penultimate round of the Great Lakes Truck Series Season 2 is green. As Allman down to turn 1, this is a single groove track for the most part. On the older tires, you could see this track come to life. I will need a favor, viewers. Please give me an audio check. Make sure these trucks are loud enough for you. That's the only thing I'm asking for tonight, because the one thing I didn't get to do is do like a sound check on everything. Through turn number 3 and 4. One truck going around. Alan Best into the inside wall. That'll bring out the caution right there. Alan Best going for a solo spin. And caution out for the first time. Just goosed it a little bit too much, didn't get those tires up. And we shall see what happened real quickly here to the 52. Didn't hit the wall too hard. Down into the corner of the Union truck. Well, he caught that rumble strip maybe a little bit. The back end just swings around and the keys of the inside wall. Actually, a little more nose damage than he could have. Now, you see right here, I'm going to pause this for a second. This yellow line you're seeing here, this is pit road, believe it or not. The pit road entrance is not like coming off of, oh, don't tell me that. Coming off of turn 4, that yellow line there, and then the pit wall is actually right here to the right in the middle of the straightaway. Just to show that little fact for you about the pit road. So, yeah, I definitely didn't have that, did I? No. I'm firing my producer. Well, while we're under caution, this will give me the chance. We'll bring Zach back up here real quickly. So we got a minute, and we just spoke with him. And let me make sure I get, yeah, that's Zach, good. And so we'll bring Zach back up here in the booth real quickly. Zach got the caution here. You started on the pole. You know, we really just kind of joked around about how you felt this track might want to be knocked down for apartments. You don't feel that way anymore, but tell us how it felt to get that pole and your expectations for tonight. Well, hopefully that'll all work out for you, and we'll see if the audio worked. I actually did this too as part of testing the audio for Discord, and so appreciate your time and good luck as I continue to work on OBS. All right, buddy. Zach Allman joining us. Let's see if it worked that time. Viewers, let me know. And if not, then I'll be going to work in the middle of the stream getting this fixed. That's not right, dude. You know, I don't think it did work. What you doing? I think it's picking up the race now. So we'll fix that as we go back to green. Down into turn 3 and 4 there. Still no. Yep, that's what I thought. That then. So hopefully next time we'll get it to work. All right. So Allman pulls away. Keith Calhoun, Christopher Dean. But basically, he said he was excited to get the pole. He did not run well in practice. And he said he was hoping for a long green run. He didn't get it, but here he is driving away already to a 7/10 of a second lead over his teammates. It's 3 of them. They're going to go 3 wide. You see the Dale Jr. tribute scheme there, the old AC Delco paint. The Nova number 98 of Chris Evans there. It is hump day. You were right about that. Good grief. And yes, these trucks, you're not going to see fast speeds out of these trucks tonight because obviously almost some short track racing you'll see. Excuse me, out of these trucks this evening because they're coming down to these corners about 120, 130 mile an hour. And they're slowing down to well under 100 mile an hour in the middle of these corners. Sweeping corners. You see Akavachi almost get the wall there. As we ride with Dylan Thomas around this track. Here you got to kind of roll it back to the throttle. Heavy braking, and you got to kind of let it roll through the corner. You heard him brake a little too much there, so you had to gas it back. You got to be careful. The back end will swing around in this truck because obviously you're carrying a lot of brake, and then obviously you're just sticking the nose into the track, so the back end gets light. So you got to be careful with that when you're racing around here. Lap times at about 29, looks like 30:10, the fastest lap so far in this race. But everybody pretty much on top of another, except for Zach Allman is gone. I don't know if he was sandbagging us or something, but this man has got a 2.5 second lead already on his teammates. And battle for second is on. Here comes the Dean machine. No, not able to do it. Got to get a lot of forward bite off these corners. And you see the track kind of moving up a little bit, and that is possible. The older the tires get, the more this track will become a 2 and 3 group track as Evans goes by. It's probably the closest track to home for him. Now forgive me, that P button you're actually seeing, that is a reference to pit out. That's actually for me when I'm racing, but haven't edited it off yet. But basically what that is you see Evans get tight. Here comes Dean to the inside. That is actually a reference to, like, right now, if Christopher Dean were to pit, that is where he would come out at, about right there compared to the pack. As a matter of fact, I will edit that out right now. But that's something I actually use for myself when I'm out there racing, so I can tell when I'm pitting where I'll come out at and stuff, and so on and so forth. So there you go. That's a different way. Hey, back here, let's go to the 4th position. This is Lucas Josephson, the We the People Jack Daniels mobile, to the inside of the 98. Not able to make the pass, so that just shows that highline carries that momentum off the corner. And makes the passes. Here comes Dean back to the inside of his teammate Keith Calhoun. This is for second. Dean definitely showing that long run speed in that 48 truck. Jason's going to be getting his hopes up here. The old Jimmy Johnson Whataburger mobile to the second place. Appreciate the viewers watching tonight. As always, feel free to chat it up with me as we work our way through this race. If you have questions about this track and the history of it and so on and so forth. I actually got a story if you haven't had a chance to learn about this track. This goes all the way back. I don't remember the exact year, but this track is home of one of the, actually I think it's the last time that a driver took over for somebody mid-race and that driver went to win that specific race. And it happened to Eric Almirola and Denny Hamlin. Basically, this race weekend, as you see J.W. Miller running through the field here, he started almost last and is up to 6th already. Back in a few years back, Sonoma always was, the NASCAR Cup race was always held the weekend before Daytona. It was usually the last weekend in June. Well, in that time period, the now Xfinity Series and Truck Series, as Dean and Calhoun battle again. I'll make that Evans, I'm sorry. Evans to the inside of Calhoun. The Xfinity and Truck Series would run here at the Milwaukee Mile. Well, there was some rain and issues and stuff like that. Denny Hamlin was stuck out in California, qualifying his car, and then from there at Sonoma, he would fly back to Milwaukee to run his. At the time, it was the number 20. I think it was Rockwell Automation was the sponsor of the car. And Eric Almirola was the backup driver at that time. So Almirola qualified the car on the pole and started on the pole in the race. Well, if I remember the story correctly, the sponsor wanted Denny Hamlin in the car. So basically, Hamlin got there mid-race. Almirola comes, I think he led every lap at that point in this race. Jumps out of the car, and Denny Hamlin gets in the car. It comes from the back all the way back to the front and wins that race. And believe it or not, that win is actually credited due to NASCAR rules to Eric Almirola, not Denny Hamlin. It's the last time that's happened. But Zach Allman, he is out here on his own, 2.6 seconds over his teammate Christopher Dean here. And I want to go back here to another couple, or at least one good tribute scheme here on the outside. The Rusty Wallace tribute paint, the Black Horizon Ford of Sam Barnes. And yes, on his truck, he did tell me before the race, he has it right there above his door, Deputy Barnes. So the nickname official, we have Deputy Barnes on the track. And he did want me to tell the viewers, or not viewers, but to his friends that are watching tonight, a bunch of liars. It's his words, not mine. As Travis Akavachi going to lose spot to Dylan Glass, and Dylan goes by here. But you see these trucks just got to be careful. They'll get really tight, get really loose. You see the damage back there in Allen Best, number 52. Couple more tributes back here, battling for the 8th position. Robert Lukens in the Kevin Harvick special. Passing the Steve Park number 1 truck. That is being driven by Lucas Josephson, or I'm sorry, Anthony Marshall. Wrong truck. You see Anthony back on track. And the man on the move is J.W. Miller to the inside for the 3rd position. You see him making the pass on the 98 to move him up to 3rd. 6 seconds back from the leader. Excuse me. Just hear how much you got to roll the corner and then just kind of roll back to the throttle. Truck probably getting really tight out there. Well, last couple laps, Christopher Dean has been faster by about a 10th over Zach Allman. That lead is down to about 2 seconds. And then the fastest truck on the track is actually J.W. Miller, 30.9 last time by here in this 6 truck. He is definitely showing the speed he has. Let's throw up the battle box real quickly here. You can see where everybody is on track right now. You see that time separation. That is from J.W. Miller is the reference point. So you see about 3.2 seconds. Look at that number come down. Oh, and JW got tight there, and that's actually going to hurt him. You see that number, how quickly it grew mid-corner. That is from him getting tight. Much better 3 and 4 there. So this track actually sits on the site of the Wisconsin State Fairgrounds. That's where you'll see it right there on the backstretch wall, Wisconsin State Fairgrounds, West Elias, Wisconsin. Of course, just a few minutes away from the city of Milwaukee. There is Dean, the 48 truck, looking to catch. Check out the speed down the straightaway here. I was a little off. It's at 130. Looks like it's actually more about 150 down in the, as he blinks out a little bit here. But look at the speed drop all the way down. 85 mile an hour. When it hits that rumble strip a little bit, maybe upsetting the car. You see pit entrance right there to the left. One thing I'm going to listen for personally throughout this race is, will somebody shift? So there's JW. Let's go back here to the 15th position. A battle here. The iRacing Paints, Jeff Gordon, number 59, inside of the 42 truck. Chip Park's there behind him in the red Buffalo Chevy. I thought they were going to make contact there. See the 30 there of Parks to the inside the 42. He is going to make that pass. It looks like there, as you see the bottom line continuing to be the predominant one. You see Lucas Josephson, Robert Lukens back here, and here's a pass. Dylan Glass going to go to the inside of Anthony Marshall. Marshall's just going to let him kind of swing through there. and make that pass. So the 16 truck going to make a move and take that position away. The Texas winner, Dylan Glass. Oh, by the way. I'm sorry, Charlotte winner. Wrong mile and a half. Mentioned Lucas, they're 5th in points, looking to have a good night tonight. Basically, if you're less than 100 and, well, actually with the field only being 18 cars, I was about to say 175, you're pretty much out. But with 18 cars, 18 times 5 right off the top of my head is just shy of 100. I believe it's 96 to be exact. So you pretty much want to be close to, I would say, about 85 points. If you could be 85 points down when it is all said and done tonight, you still are in the running for the championship next week at Chicago. However, if you're more than, I would say, 95 back, you're probably eliminated. So, needless to say, probably not going to be a championship year for Lucas, but definitely a top 5 run, something to be proud of there. The guy we'll have to watch, though, is the man who has been hawked down by the second place truck, his teammate, Zach Allman here, who's a little over 35 points back, I believe it was, from the points lead. Catching him's one thing, passing him's another, and Allman is pretty tough to pass. Down into turn 1, a late apex by Allman, but allowed the clean air to get to Dean's nose, and Christopher's there. He's able to roll the corner here. It looks like Zach in a little tight. And the Dean machine. See if he drives it in there. He does. And first lead change of the afternoon as Christopher Dean goes to the front, the Texas driver. He gets a little nudge from his teammate there, I believe, and then blinks out. Let's see if Chris can get away now, but he's definitely shown on this long run as times have fallen off some 2 seconds almost from the fastest lap in the race. This guy's out here screaming for tires. Go back here. Dylan Thomas starting to fall back. Josephson has gone by, Lukens has gone by, and there's Chris Evans right in front. Evans led a couple laps early, or came close to leading a couple laps early, and he has started to fall back in that 98 truck. Trucks on the lead lap as of lap number 35. Jordan Watson, the only car or truck that has gone a lap down in the field. Lukens trying to get a run on that 88. .42 on pit road. That is Tanner Long. Not sure if this is a scheduled pit stop or not. There's that entrance to pit road. Look at that thing. I mean, you literally got to come off the corner and stay low and then cross over that yellow line and not get penalized and come to pit road. I believe this might be a routine stop for Tanner. Right side tires on. For Mr. Feelgoods for the 42. And he pulls away. He's got to stay all the way underneath this little yellow rumble strip to turn number 2, where he'll exit right there. So he continues on. Now, Dean has not been able to pull away from Allman since taking the lead. It's only about 0.5 of a second. J.W. Miller's knocked that lead down to about a second or so. So have you, for those who race that are watching tonight, have you had a chance to enjoy yourself on the new build today? If so, what have you enjoyed? What have you not? Of course, many of things updated on iRacing today, including the new IR01 car, which I'm still trying to understand it, but I believe it's like a mixture of a Formula 1 and Indy car. As you see, the 33 going to make the pass on Josephson to move Lukens up. Here comes Dylan Thomas. These two kind of teaming up through the field. Long Beach, of course, officially on iRacing. It was on as a test track, and now you get the race with the whole entire city there. And I've already seen on Twitter somebody has found the fountain. I always joked and said I would be the one that flips into the fountain, but somebody already did it, literally. We are 40 laps in, 1 caution so far. That was for the 52 on lap 1 of Alan Best. He went spinning and hitting the turn 4 wall. Alan right now 13th on track. And looky here, the battle for second now is on. J.W. Miller has caught the 18, who's right behind the lap truck of Blaine Sparling. I heard somebody shifting out there. There's your shifting. 3rd gear, 4th gear is Sam Barnes lets him go by. Let's listen. Yeah, it gets him the run. Look at that run down the straightaway here. JW trying to get that 2nd straight win. Going past the 18 of Zach Allman. A little bit of shiftiness, we'll call it. The 45 laps in the book here should be seeing pit stops, I'm going to say, probably in the next 5 to 10 laps. We already saw the 42 come to pit road early, and he is running lap times right now, actually surprisingly about the same as the leaders. I thought he'd be a lot faster than that. Of course, next week will be the finale for this Great Lakes Truck Series, the 2nd season. Chicagoland Speedway will be the spot. We'll be on the air again at 8:45 as usual, 9 o'clock for the race. And we'll crown a champion for the 2nd season. Zach Allman trying to do everything he can to keep it a 3-truck race. Otherwise, it'll be Keith Calhoun versus J.W. Miller. course, later on this week, tons of stuff going on. Saturday night, we'll have the USRC Truck Series. They will be at Nashville Fairgrounds. Some short track racing for you this coming Saturday night. And also Saturday, if it all works out for me and I'm able to get done early, which we'll see, because, I mean, as certain people watching know, it's been getting fun already at work. I'm going to be running a 6-hour truck race at Indianapolis. You heard me right, 6 hours. Not me alone, but me with a team of truck drivers. And I'm going to try to put the stream on for that. And hopefully you'll be able to sit back and watch me race on board and coach the other guys. And here comes some of the leaders right now. Dean is coming in. Miller comes in. You see that entrance to pit road. It is no slouch. Here comes Calhoun. Should be 4 tires and fuel for everybody. And JW pulls away. Let's see. Here comes Dean. Dean's going to win that race off pit road. Zach Allman coming into pit road. Everybody's starting to come in right at lap number 50, so likely splitting this race into 3s. And lap 50 and then lap 100, we'll see the next set of tires going on these trucks. Right side tires going on the 18. So, you might be wondering why this race is called the Cream City 150. Now, I'm going to shock the league members here because they probably didn't think I did the research. But you know what? I did my research because that's what a broadcaster does. And actually came across the website of a NPR station in Milwaukee, WUWM. That might be part of the school, too, because the call letters, I believe, there is Wisconsin-Milwaukee. I could be wrong by that. But I do know this. One, Keith Calhoun just ran the fastest lap of the race. I'll throw that in there, too, as these other trucks are on pit road now. But, of course, America's Dairyland. And in Milwaukee, of course, there's the Cream City. And basically, it has nothing to do with the dairy industry. Basically, what it is the Cream City is because of the yellow cream-colored bricks that were first discovered back in the 19th century. They were also made in this city. The bricks were made for like buildings and breweries and schools and so much more during that century. And if you go looking around the city today, you'll see some of the cream-colored buildings throughout the city of Milwaukee. And a really interesting story about that all when it's over with. But the cream-colored bricks were actually first produced back in 1835 and became a pleasing color, apparently, of the city. So don't be surprised you go to Milwaukee and you see a lot of cream-colored stuff. Has nothing to do with like cream soda or anything else that would be cream describing. It's literally the color, the yellow cream color that makes Milwaukee what it is. So hence the Cream City 150. Today's race title. So pit stops have cycled in, and Christopher Dean has retaken the lead over J.W. Miller. He's got him out 4/10. Zach Allman lost almost 4 seconds after his pit stop because he stayed at 1 extra lap. So that just shows you what tires can do for you on this track. Keith Calhoun remains 4th, and then it's a 10-second gap all the way back to this battle here. 5th, 6th, and 7th. This is Chris Evans, Lucas Josephson, and Dylan Thomas, 5th, 6th, 7th position. And another Dylan there behind him in 8th, and Dylan Glass, you'll see him right there coming into the picture. Chip Parks just making his pit stop there in the 30 truck. So lap 56 in the books. You see the 48, Christopher Dean. He is the second leader of this race. as he made the pass on Zach Allman earlier during the green flag run. Obviously take out the pit stops there in the middle, and he has led since he took that lead. Now Chris is actually still looking for his first career win. And if you go back 2 seasons ago, Talladega Superspeedway, the first race in the league history, Christopher Dean was 2.66 miles away from that first win in the first race. And he has not had that chance since. Not for a lack of effort, though. He has definitely paid his dues, and tonight looking to maybe finally put that win in the win column. JW getting it down to about 0.3 of a second, but unable to get the air on his nose to make the move. Go back here to Ben Pierce, that 31 truck. Look at this classic paint scheme. Now, I've been sitting here trying to figure this one out. The best bet I can think of to this 31 truck, and I could be way off on this. At first, I thought about Junior Johnson, because I remember a white, blue, and red truck like that, I believe. I also think of the 31 Steve Grissom. They won the 31 truck car in real life with the channel lock car. And I'm trying to remember what other white, blue, and red, and I'm sure he's going to tell me after the race, paints that look like that. But it's got me kind of stumped. It's definitely got that old school look to it, though. 31 trying to get past the 13 of Travis Ikabachi. This is for the 10th position here, right in front of the leaders. Here they come into the picture now. We ride with the Georgia driver. Back here, the battle for 5th. Chris Evans, the Dale Jr. throwback there to his AC Delco days. Following into the footsteps of the 12 of Dylan Thomas, looking to take that position away. Meanwhile, right behind him, Lucas Josephson and Dylan Glass battle now. Crossover move by Dylan. And Dylan going to take the spot going into turn 3 and 4. Let's see if Lucas crosses back. Not able to get the nose. As we are 10 laps from halfway. A little over 10, I should say. And what has been a fun race. Don't get to do this often, so we'll have a little fun here. I'm gonna turn the audio on.
Chip.
Of the drivers here. Let's see if we hear any audio going on. As you see Dylan now making a run up here on Evans for position, makes the pass, the 16 to the inside. Really going to see any kind of slide jobs or anything like that. Just going to see straight up racing like that. Let's go up to the front because the battle for the lead is on. You see Chip Parks telling the 33 to go low. Let Robert go on by. Chip right now. 3. Make that 1 lap down at 16. Jordan Watson going 3 laps down. J.W. Miller from pretty much the last row, and he is going to come for the lead. Maybe, not yet. Up here in his home area. To see where the air is just not helping J.W. Miller as he keeps it about 3/10 or so back and gets up there to the back bumper. But then I don't like to use these words because it's something that racing fans don't like, but aero push comes into play. JW just getting a little tight there, trying to roll the corner, slides it up the track, a little diamond maybe even. But Dean just able to maintain. Go back to this little dogfight going on here. Look at this. Evans, Josephson, Robert Lukens, the 33. 42's in here of Tanner Long. Just lost it there for a second as Lukens has a little bit of blinking issues there. And also the 30 of Chip Parks, but all these guys fighting for position. All this about 25 seconds back.
One truck pitting, one truck pitting.
You see Anthony Marshall keying up the mic saying, hey, I'm coming to pit road. He wants his battle up here from the blimp. Out of turn 4 there. It's a good view to be able to see like how you're doing when it comes to other trucks. Look at the center of the corner there, how Robert's able to get right up on the back bumper to 33, or the 98, and the 98's able to pull back off the corner. Watch the 33 dives it down in there. Oh, don't dive it too much. Oh, almost made contact with him. And I think Evans noticed it and kind of backed out and gave him the spot. See if Lucan says anything. He actually doesn't. He's up here for the lead. Still continuing to fight here as we're coming up to the halfway point. The one truck still on pit road. Long unscheduled stop for the Steve Park tribute scheme of Anthony Marshall. Of course, we all know the history of Steve Park and that one car here. We'll jump down to him on pit road there. Of course, he was the first official Cup Series driver for Dale Earnhardt Incorporated. As Park took over that number 1 car, it was a single car team at the time, and Park was a veteran from the Northeast and stuff, a pretty solid racer. And he went to NASCAR and ran for Earnhardt, and had his ups and downs. He got his first win in Watkins Glen. I believe that was 1999 when that happened. I could be wrong by that. And of course, we all remember 2001 Rockingham, the race after Earnhardt was unfortunately killed and taken away from us at Parkwood to Victory Lane. That fantastic finish with Bobby Labonte. But the other thing that we remember about Steve Park is that horrifying wreck at Darlington in the Busch Series race that year. And of course, who did Dale Earnhardt turn to drive his car? Darrell Waltrip. And there's some really good stories if you go listen to the download with Darrell. He shares some interesting stories about that one car. But Dylan Thomas coming up on the back bumper of Dylan Glass as the two Dylans go to war here. You hear the 16 shifting a little bit there, I believe. Everybody pretty much kind of pacing themselves here, and this is the as you see the A train jumping onto Chatsay, the one truck behind the wall. So unfortunately, we will not see the Pennzoil truck in Victory Lane tonight. And, we started to see a battle there between Pierce and Ikavachi, not able to do anything there. Go back because this battle is getting bigger. Here comes Miller. Can he take advantage of the lap truck here? Not going to be able to. And you saw earlier in this race, the track temp was up to 87 degrees. At the start of this race. Let's actually go over here. We're gonna pull up the weather here for a second on the screen here. As you see, it is 80 degrees now, track temp wise, after 5 o'clock Central Daylight Time. Well, Anthony, if you want to share that story here, that would be really cool. I just actually, right before you came in and chatted, shared the story about Steve Park and, of course, the driver. That went through a lot of ups and downs. The first ever driver for Dale Earnhardt Incorporated. You see JW just trying all different kinds of lines to get around this 48. Not able to do so though. 80 laps in the book, 70 to go. Of course, another throwback scheme right here at Zach Allman's truck. Now, I mentioned to Zach in a joking way that it's actually missing a little bit of the black, but this is actually a tribute to Bobby Labonte. Of course, the 2000 Cup Series champion. That's the Interstate Battery scheme. As JW to the bottom. He got him. Took about 30 laps, but JW Miller has gone to the front. And now he's going to sort of have clean air. I say sort of because he's got Chris Evans right there in front of him. We'll see if JW can drive away. Oh, Dean's going to short pit him. Interesting. So I wonder, he's only pitting here 35 laps later. If he goes 35 from 85, that will get him to 120, which would be 30 to go. So I think that's exactly what we're seeing here. I think you're going to see two 35-lap runs split up. Right side tires on the 48. Will that bring anyone else to pit road? And Dean pulls away here, so strategy for the 48. bummer. Well, good effort out there, dude. Hopefully you feel better. And look at the tires. Oh, and he spins! No caution. That actually might be a benefit in the end. I'm trying to think of the proper term. A blessing in disguise. There's the word I was looking for. 3 words. Because the caution didn't come out. He's not stuck a lot down, but yet he's still got the fresh tires and should be able to roll through this field. But let's go back. I think he caught the curve. As Travis Iacovacci comes to pit road. Let's see here. He gets to the inside of JW to unlap himself. And he tries to get to his inside of his teammate Evans, and right there he's on the curve. And that's exactly, it spins the left side around. That curve makes the truck just unsettle, puts all the weight on the rear end and sends it spinning. And here comes Keith Calhoun to pit road, another Ace Motorsports truck. And Calhoun pulls away. Calhoun normally, no matter what the truck is, runs pretty well. Not saying he hasn't tonight, but usually gets up there and leads a lap or two. But tonight, Keith's been down there around the 3rd, 4th, and 5th position. That's 2 lead trucks that have been on pit road now. Let's see if Miller continues to roll it to 100 as he come early. Blaine Sparling to pit road. And caution is out. Right as I was about to say, Dean has gone purple with a 30.04. Caution comes out. I don't see who it could be. It doesn't show anybody on my screen. But caution out for the 2nd time. Let's go back. See if I can find it. I see smoke here. Is it Alan Best again? Oh, no way. Keith Calhoun? It sure was Keith. And Barnes gets a piece of him, but Calhoun, the 2nd straight Ace Motorsports truck to come off pit road and spin it in turn 4. Talking about a world of unfortunate events. And Sam gets a piece of it there, unfortunately. No real damage on his truck, but damage to the 87 as the leaders come to pit road. The leaders that are on the lead lap, which are only now 6 trucks, I believe. And race off pit road, going to go to the JW. Zach Allman to be 2nd now. All right, 3rd time's a charm here. We're going to go down here. I'm actually going to try to speak with 2 of them real quickly. All right, Zach, 3rd time's the charm here. We got all the buttons fixed. Everything's good to go here. Let's talk about your race here. You're now in 2nd. Led a good portion of the first part of the race, and unfortunately they have caught you, and you've lost the lead. But talk about the battling out there, the racing, and what you've had to do to stay patient and keep the truck clean.
So, I've really noticed that first run that my right front was killed. So I, this time around, I kind of was just trying to save. I saved too much, so now I just gotta experiment with this run to try get a happy medium so my truck's still fast, yet my tires aren't completely killed.
Yeah, we noticed real quickly you pulled out to like a 3-second lead within a couple laps. And I sat there in my head and I'm like, ooh, that's kind of quick to get out there. So it kind of makes sense there about the tires. But you've done a great job so far, and I just wanted to check back with you. Wish you the best, and we'll see if you can catch JW and get around him.
Please.
So there's Zach Allman. He was patient with me. We were able to get a couple interviews in, but the third one got on the air, so I'm definitely happy about that. But let's go down here and let's get JW, who has been fast all night also. As he started in the back, worked his way up to the front. JW, got a copy, bud?
Yes, sir.
All right, you've been racing pretty hard there. It took you a good amount of time here. We're getting ready to go back to green, but it took you a long time to get past Chris to get the lead there. Was that kind of by strategy, or was that you just had a hard time getting around him?
He was fighting me pretty good. He's really good at saving them tires. I think just at the end there, just before he ended up hitting that, I just had a little bit of an advantage, but yeah, it should be close. Unfortunately, he spun, so still in the lead lap though. So we'll see if he can make his way back up here.
Yep, still plenty of time to go, JW. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
As he will restart the leader here. Zach Allman going to be second. Dylan Glass, Lucas Josephs, and Dylan Thomas going to be the top 5. We'll go racing with just over 55 laps to go in the Cream City 150. Here we go. JW, good restart there on Allman. Hope these guys can remember the cooler tires here. Gotta let them get up to temp, or else they will try to spin on you. Coming into 3 and 4 here, and you see side by side right there with Barnes and the 59 of Sparling. For a second, I had to look up his name. Sparling kind of caught the end of the track in turn 3 and 4. They kind of clipped the grass there where there's not a strip back. Yeah, you mentioned rare mistake by the 99. You don't do it. Whoa! Evans drives it in there deep. And the 98 passes by Sparling. That is actually not for position, as JW Miller runs the fastest lap of the race, that time by 29.81. The first 29-second lap in this race. As here comes Josephson. He is under Dylan Glass here for third. These trucks got to roll the center there and kind of got to be patient over that throttle. It can be very tricky here, especially with these very long sweeping corners. But Josephson going to make the pass. He'll move up to third. Dylan Glass back to fourth. Here comes Robert Lukens, having one of his better runs in the series. Look at Robert looking to go for third. How about Alan Best back here? He is the first truck a lap down in 10th right now, trying to fight his way back. You see that nose damage. That was from the lap 1 caution in turn 4 when he hit the inside wall. Very slight contact, but enough to hurt that nose. In this track here, that nose needs all the weight possible to push down to get the downforce in the mid-corner. There's your top 2, and then there's third through about 8th or 9th. Right on board with Dylan Glass here in the 16 truck. Got a Play with that throttle. Easy to burn up the right front tire on a flat track like this and get it sliding. That is the one thing you do not want. Chip Parks has been on pit road, unscheduled stop there. He is now 9 laps down in the 17th position. Unfortunate break there for the 30 truck. As I mentioned, next week, the last race on the season for this truck series is going to be at Chicagoland Speedway. We'll be with you at 8:45 next week, and we'll crown a champion of the second season for the Great Lakes Truck Series. Looking forward to that. You can check out GreatLakesSimRacing.com for all the insight on this league if you would like to join it. A fantastic truck series ran by Travis Icavacci. He's done a great job. I'm actually going to go to work myself for Travis. I'm going to go talk to some of the USRC guys. If you were watching the race Saturday night at Chicago, you saw a bunch of the guys from this league over there. Some of the people that ran that race. Chris Evans was in that race, I believe, Saturday night, amongst others. And, you know, I think in return, it'd be cool to see some of the guys from USRC come over and run Wednesday night with these guys. And I think you could see 2 successful truck series. And I would love to see that for Travis, who has put a lot of work into the series and has built this thing from scratch. And a very fun league to be a part of. It's, you know, just a pleasure on my part to just be able to be a part of this. It's cool. I mentioned having a great run there in that 5th position. You look back. Robert there in that 33. You see Dylan Thomas back there in the 12 and Chris Evans the 98. See glass shifting there that time by. But this is the best battle on the track here between lead lap trucks. As Zach Allman unfortunately has fallen back to about 2.5 seconds from the leader. The guy that needs a caution is back here in the 9th position right now. Keith Calhoun, he's got that left rear damage on that 99. You see it there. He needs a caution badly to get that truck fixed and get back into the show here, or else he is going to lose a pretty good amount of points tonight, as he entered less than 5 points from the point lead. He is in position right now with, let's see here, he's lost already. JW's got 5 points for leading a lap. He's led the most laps, I believe, now. There's 10 bonus points plus 8 position separation. So 8, that's 40 points. You're looking at easily a 50-point swing tonight. That could almost be the setup for JW to be in the running to win this championship next week. So Calhoun definitely out there probably hoping for some kind of miracle of a caution or something. As Dylan Glass going to make the pass on Lucas Josephson for third. Kind of reminiscing as I've been talking here a little bit, just thinking back to when this series first began. I remember I was just getting back into iRacing and stuff and got the stream up and going and threw a post out there into the forums, and all of a sudden I get an email from a guy named Travis and reached out to him and talked to him, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I want to bring you on board. Brand new series and everything." I was like, "All right." And that was 2 seasons ago already. We're about to complete the second season next week. And that first race was Texas Motor Speedway, I believe. And you see Dylan making a move on Lucas. So Lucas starting to lose his tires just a little bit there. He's falling back now. Mentioned a couple of the tribute schemes here. Let's talk about this one right here. Dale Earnhardt Jr., of course, drove the AC Delco number 3 car back in the late 90s. Of course, that was a Dale Earnhardt Incorporated car also back then. Of course, Dale Jr. Won 2 straight championships in those AC Delco colors before drivers like Johnny Sauter and Clint Boyer drove that car later on. Of course, at that time, the colors moved over to Richard Childress. But Dale Jr. would move up to the Cup Series in 2000, drove a couple races in '99, and as you know, the rest is history. Won that first race at Texas Motor Speedway, won the All-Star race that year. At silver number 33, you can't help but go back to 2002 was the first year of that silver paint. As you remember, when Earnhardt unfortunately was killed in '01, Harvick took over that next week at Rockingham, race number 3, won at Atlanta, won the first race at Chicagoland that year, and the next year he turned the color from white to silver, like a silver spray like that. A little known fact about that championship in 2001. Of course, Earnhardt was killed in the first race. Harvick took over and ran the 35 races after that. Okay, so that means he completed all but 1 race. Harvick did, and little do we remember this, but Harvick finished 9th in points that season. As caution is out, Keith Calhoun's in trouble again. Calhoun has spun off turn 4, and what is quickly becoming a bad night is getting worse for the 99. He needed a caution. He did need it to be himself. So I didn't know if he had contact with Alan Best. He didn't. And instead, the back end just comes around again. Almost identical to the first spin. I was starting to share, finishing up the story there. Harvick actually finished 9th in the championship points that season after starting all but one race. And that Daytona 500 was that race. So when you look at the circumstances that team was under, I think that team was definitely strong enough if the unfortunate deal with Earnhardt doesn't happen to go for that 8th championship that year. As here come the leaders to pit road, which could be for the final time here. 30 laps to go. Everybody in for 4 tires and fuel. And Allman, I believe, is going to win the race off pit road. That's going to be close. Nope, JW got it. Depends on where that cone was, and JW was there. He had the momentum. Oh, I thought Allman had him for a second. Lap trucks will now pit here, and we'll see who decides to stay out here and maybe take the wave around to get back on the lead lap as we have the 3rd caution of the night here at lap 120. Let's get a word with Dylan Glass here. 3rd place driver right now in this race. Hanging down here in the old Beer Money Racing channel. Hey Dylan, got a copy, buddy?
Sure do. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you, man. So this number 16 trucks look pretty good this evening. As you started all the way back in the 17th spot, you're now running 3rd right behind the guy that started pretty much next to you. Or right behind you. And JW, do you have anything for the 18 or the 6?
I do not think so. Nope, I'm a bit off. I've been battling for top 5. Not really good in the short run. I don't know. Something about this track. I just can't quite get it down, keep up with these leaders. But, you know, hoping for a top 3 spot here would be good.
Yeah, obviously, you've been in and out throughout the season here. I believe you've missed a couple races, if I remember correctly, but it's good to see you back out here, and looks like you're getting ready to go back to green. So I won't ask you another question, but I do wish you the best of luck, and maybe we will somehow talk to you in Victory Lane.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
All right, buddy. That is Dylan Glass, the 16 truck there, running in the 3rd position, and moving down to his Beer Money channel. Hangs out all by himself down there. All right, so Zach Allman did get the lead off of pit road there with a good pit stop from his crew. So the 18 is going to lead him back to the green with J.W. Miller, Dylan Glass, Dylan Thomas, Lucas Josephs in your top 5. Bernie, the flagman's going to put the green flag out right about now. And here we go. Going to start to pick up now, I would think here. Those moves that weren't being made earlier are going to be made now, as you see the Dean machine drive it down there into turn 3 and 4 beside the 12, who slides up the track just a little bit. Allman going to try to break what little grab you get here. Does play a little bit of a role though. JW drives it down there into turn 3 and 4. Oh, Zach got loose. That might have cost his momentum there. Let's see. JW probably had to get out of it a little bit himself there to come out of 4. But you saw that back end of the 18 kind of get a little wiggle to it. JW's got the clean air on the bottom. Not able to get it. He has to slide up a little bit. That's the one thing Zach needs to do, is get that nose and on the bottom and park it there, because if JW can get any kind of downforce on that front end, that truck will rotate and he'll make the pass. Matter of fact, look right here. Let's be the best way to show this. So basically right now, JW is not getting any downforce at all. Now he's getting some air to his nose because he's out there on the outside. What he wants to do, though, is get this truck to the inside of him. He's get some air to the outside. Nothing wrong with that. See if he crosses over here in a second. Nope, Zach did exactly what he was supposed to do. Covered that bottom. He can do that 50 more times, 25 on each, actually 48 times now, through 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, he'll be fine. And be able to hold off JW for the win. There's Christopher Dean, led early in this race, trying to make his way back up after that spin early on. Gonna go for the third position here. If he can clear Dylan Glass, he might have a shot to get this win. And he does clear him. So good comeback for the 48. And we're going to let you listen here, and let's ride with the 48 here around the Milwaukee Mile and how much he has to roll the throttle. Dean caught that apron there. That didn't help him hitting that rumble strip. Saw it upset the truck and kind of threw it up the track a little bit. Cost him a little bit of momentum. And you see the sun starting to set a little bit here. And this track, in real life, has lights, but not in iRacing. Which is going to make it interesting here, because the way the settings are in this series, the Great Lakes Truck Series, they actually go by 2x when it comes to the real timing with the world, basically, of iRacing. So when that's all set up that way, as you see JW going to make a peek to the bottom here, is basically every 60 seconds. Every 60 seconds is actually 30 seconds in our time watching in the race. Hopefully that made sense what I just said. Is Nathan Farrington, my spotter out there, apparently, telling me that Jordan Watson's had some issues going into the pits, apparently, and wrecked. So tough break for the 37 there. As JW Miller has gone officially to the lead of this race with 18 laps to go, looking to go back-to-back. In this Cream City 150. Only 3 cautions so far in this race. The 52 of Alan Best, he went around there in turn 4. And then Keith Calhoun, 2 different times spinning in turn 4. And has not been a good night for that 99 truck, running in 10th right now. And if it ends the way it ends right now, JW Miller would gain nearly 60 points on Keith Calhoun. and would potentially put this chase out of the picture. I mean, obviously Calhoun would still have a chance next week, but would need JW to pretty much finish almost near last. So Keith needs to try to get whatever he can get out of that truck that's 10 seconds back from the leader. All you got to do is ask. There's Jordan, the Michigan driver, that 37 truck. Number 37. I'm trying to see if I can think of that throwback. Off the top of my head, no. But unfortunately, Jordan having a rough night there in the 17th position now, 12 laps down. I don't want to show it for all bad things. That was right. Right? Allman trying everything he can to get to the back bumper of Miller after Miller got by him, and is kind of stretching it out a little bit here. We will see 14 laps to go, make that 13 to go this time by. On this legendary Milwaukee Mile, a 1 mile track built back in 1906. Has hosted all types of racing, from IndyCar to the Truck Series, the at the time Busch Grand National Series. ASA raced here. I believe the ARCA Series is ran here. Unscheduled pit stop, Travis Icavacci on pit road number 13. See what goes on here. Right side tires on. He must have popped the wall pretty good. I do see a lot of right side damage on that truck. Like JW had to get out of the gas there a little bit through 1 and 2, passing that lap truck, and that has allowed Allman to get a pretty good run there off of 2, and he's got it down to about a half second. You see Blaine Sparling, he gets way out of dodge, and he's coming to pit road now in the 59 truck. We'll go back here. The fight is on for the 6th position. Dylan Thomas has had a fantastic run tonight, trying to get inside the 88 as we are at 10 laps to go. Ooh, Dylan getting close, almost a little bumper banging there. Of course, a reminder, the rest of the week, Saturday night, USRC will be at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. We'll have that for you at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9:45 we'll actually go on the airport. You can enjoy that race, and actually earlier that night, depending on what time I get home, we'll be streaming the 42 on pit road now of Tanner Long. He was trying to get back close to the lead lap, but an unscheduled stop for him. We'll have an Indianapolis charity endurance race. A 6-hour race that's going to feature Cup cars, trucks, and ARCA cars all at the same time on the speedway. And I'll be on a team running the trucks come Saturday night. And caution is out. Blaine Sparling has gone around over in turn 4. So the 4th time we have a wreck in turn 4, and that's going to set up a very interesting finish here. And the question now, who has tires? If anyone has a set of tires here, they could be in a catbird seat. Let's see what the leaders do. This will answer our question. They're all coming to pit road. JW first one to his stall. Right side tires going on, so all these guys must have tires. I miscounted apparently. So I thought they were all out. Oh, strategy. Dean gonna come out in the lead. Oh, ho, ho. Amon gonna come out second. Miller third. Oh, man. And Dean has showed he can actually compete here. Led some laps earlier in this race. Can he put himself in the spot to finally get win number 1 in the series? So one person that caution did pay off for was the 99 of Keith Calhoun. As he will get back on the tail end of the lead lap here and still have a chance to compete in that 99 truck. As soon as they get one to go here, he will go back around, so he'll have a chance to gain some positions and hopefully minimize the spots lost and points lost in this race tonight. But this could easily be the race that he kicks himself in the butt and says, man, if I don't spin out those 2 times, I could be the champion for a second straight year. Or for season, I should say. Zach Allman gonna run that high lane with Christopher Dean on the inside. I will honestly say I'm kind of surprised Dean took the inside. I thought he might take the outside to kind of put Miller behind Allman, but he took the inside. So let's see if Dean can do it. We'll have 3 laps to go here in the Cream City 150. Christopher Dean on 2 tires. The rest of the field's on 4. Dean with a good restart. Miller and Allman running close for second. How much will Clean Air play a role here? Two miles to go. The more they're side by side, the bigger the smile Dean has. Miller clears for second. Here he comes. Lukens up to the 4th position past Evans. Can Dean hold off for 2 more miles? Allman back to the inside. And final lap. And one car spinning to the inside and the back. They got the white flag beforehand. I think that was Alan Best that spun. I could be wrong. We got a couple other trucks spinning, but we stay green. Unbelievable. Christopher Dean through 3 and 4. 2 tires is going to be the trek to his first win In the Great Lakes Truck Series, the Cream City 150 goes to Christopher Dean. Allman second, J.W. Miller third, Robert Lukens getting fourth, and Lucas Josephs in your top 5. Clean Air wins another race. And a whole big old mess back there in the front stretch. Good grief. How about that Whataburger truck? Dean's gonna burn it down. Not supposed to hit the wall. Trying to go back here real quickly. Let's we're gonna go back and watch the race off pit road here. The move that wins the race right there. 2 tires for Christopher Dean. Right side's on. And that move right there propelled him through turn 3 and 4. And the battle between Allman and J.W. Miller was just enough as Christopher Dean right there crossing the line, his first career win, finally gets that monkey off his back. And that's a 48 truck. Let's look at the final results in this race. Dean has gotten the win by 0.7 of a second over Allman. Miller third, Lukens, Josephson, Evans, Thomas, Glass. Calhoun finishes 9th, and JW third. So in the end, only about, off the top of my head here, about 40 points gained for Miller. So still a substantial gain, but could have been a lot worse. Best going to finish 10th. Pierce, Barnes, Sparling, Tanner Long, Chip Parks, Jordan Watson, Travis Icavaci, and Anthony Marshall unfortunately finishing last. But you saw the message there on chat that Marshall was a little bit fighting an injury from earlier this week and just had to kind of pull it off for the rest of the night. As you see Alan Best over there on his top as the 48 is going to victory lane here. This will be our good chance to talk to him. I'm sure the Dean machine is going to be really happy about this one. As Chris joins us, and man, oh man, my friend, doesn't believe it's, what, 19 races ago when you came off of turn 4 at Talladega Super Speedway and had a chance to get that win. And it took 19 races after that second place finish and last lap pass, and here you are on a 2-tire strategy sitting in victory lane at the Milwaukee Mile.
Yeah, man, I can't believe it, honestly. I tried to short pit and then I spun and then the caution came out, which I didn't need. And then, you know, another caution got me on the same tire strategy. And then, you know, I wasn't going to win coming out from third, I don't think. So just tried the 2-tire stop and it held up.
Yeah, some say, I know one of the good slogans is when you do what the leaders do, you're going to finish behind the leaders. So do something different. You took 2 tires. Was Clean Air that big here?
Well, the left sides weren't getting eat up that much. So even though I only took 2, my left sides were at 99%. So, you know, some tracks 1%'s a lot, but I think with JW and Allman running side by side, it let me pull away a little bit, and you know, it worked out.
Talk about the momentum for you here, because they always say the first one's the hardest one, and I kind of believe it's sort of that way, but at the same time, I feel like everyone's the hardest one. The next one is. So, I mean, you get the monkey off your back now, get that first win. Does that make you feel better going to Chicago and being like, all right, I don't have to worry about that anymore?
Yeah, I think so, man. Just just go to Chicago and let it all hang out and see what happens.
We did a great job, man. I'm definitely happy for you in that 48 truck. You get the old Whataburger. I remember it's one the double, I believe you said your favorite. So you get to go celebrate there and send shout outs to whoever you want to.
Yeah, man. Thanks to you and thanks to Travis for putting this on, and thanks to my teammates. They pushed me. We all, even though I mean we're a solid team, having competition, makes you push better. You learn from them, and just makes you that much better.
Well, you did a fantastic job this evening. Congratulations on your win. Go celebrate with your team, and the Dean Machine finishes P1. Nice job, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Christopher Dean, your winner of the race's first career victory tonight, so nice job to him. But somebody, unfortunately, has to finish second when somebody wins a race like that, and that person tonight happens to be Zach Allman, who went to battle with J.W. Miller there in the final laps of the race. Zach, for somebody who was not a fan of this track about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago, coming back with a second-place run tonight and competing in that 18 truck, you definitely did your part.
Yeah. Also, congrats to Chris. He really deserved that one after, 5 or 6 second-place finishes in a not in a row, but,
Throughout.
over. Yeah. So, I mean, it was good for him to see him win, but, I mean, as a competitor, I also hate it because I really needed those 5 points or 10, whatever it would have been on JW, but Keith had a horrible night, so hopefully I'm up to second now. And, yeah, I just wish, I guess you could say I got beat at my own game, if you will, because he beat me on strategy, and I guess I'm known for strategy according to Chris.
Well, I guess you taught him that then when it was all over with. But no, if I do the math correctly, you should be second in points going into Chicagoland, so the chance for you to win the championship is definitely there.
Yeah.
Probably going to have to win the race to go and get it, and you've got some pretty good success on 1.5 mile tracks.
Yeah, I'm just hoping there's no idiots on lap 1, because that'll really make me lose my motivation to race the next, 100 laps. So my goal is probably just qualify up front, kind of just stay there, and probably throughout the week do a lot of practice just to get used to a track. And now with the iRacing update, hopefully it's not just single groove on the bottom like we saw at Texas, and hopefully there's actually a chance for some passing on the Highline.
Well, you don't have to worry about idiots on lap 1 because I'm up in the boots, so you got that part covered. So you should have a good race come next week, and send shout-outs to whoever you'd like to.
Twin Cities Aviation for coming on the board for the throwback race, and hopefully next week. I want to thank my teammates, obviously, Chris, and Keith. And I guess JW for not sending me into turns 4. And yeah, I guess you and Travis as well.
I guess. All right, 10-4. No, I appreciate your time, Zach. Congratulations on your second place run, and we'll see you next week, bud.
Yep. We'll miss racing for you once the off season comes.
We'll all be back. It's not over. We still got a race. Hi, buddy.
Yep.
And that is Zach finishing in the second position there, and we'll come down to probably the man that is walking down the road somewhere, probably doing butt kicks right now, as we did in football practice, just kicking himself, just going back to that finish. JW had a chance for the win there. That caution comes out, and you end up getting into a battle with the 18 truck there, and the 48 was able to strategize himself to the front and get that clean air. That's probably the worst news of the night. The good news is your closest competitor in the championship finished 9th, so you were able to gain probably a good 30 to 40 points.
Yeah, we still had a good championship day. It was fun racing up there with those guys. I'm kind of glad that caution did come out because, it just makes everything more exciting for everybody. And got somebody their first win in the league, so makes me feel a little bit better about that. But you know, at least it wasn't Keith Rahman getting the win. That then I would have to respond with something big. So, and it's kind of just a neutral race for me, I guess.
Well, now you go to Chicago and you got a week to kind of sit back and look over the points and say, all right, this is what I need to do to bring this thing home in your first season. What's going to be the mindset right off the early part of this, just getting done with this race, that you need to get yourself prepared to say, all right, this is what I need to do at Chicago?
Well, you know, it's kind of funny because this next race comes on the heels of having a final next week for school as well. So
No pressure.
yeah, so I got a couple things to worry about next week, but no, not worrying too hard. You know, Chicagoland is one of those tracks that I'm pretty good at. Favors the bottom pretty well, so it's kind of where I shine, and so I feel pretty confident going into it. And you know, we'll see what happens. I'm sure Keith will be up there, and Zach will be up there, and probably somebody else will be in the hunt as well. So, you know, we got a lot of competition here, so I'm excited.
Well, this might ease the pressure off you when it comes to the racing side of things. Obviously, that final is probably a smidgen more important than this championship is.
Yeah.
But you did a great job tonight, JW. A third place run, and likely, I was just doing the math in my head here off top, which is not usually good math, but about 50, I would say, probably points between you and Keith. You and Zach probably about 20 to 25, I would say, separated, so no pressure there. Send shout-outs to whoever you'd like to.
Yeah, shout out to Travis for putting on the league, everybody for racing, and you for broadcasting.
Absolutely. So appreciate you joining us. Good luck on that final, and I'll see you this weekend.
Thank you.
Absolutely. J.W. Miller, third place run. You can hear the confidence in his voice, but as he said, he's got other things he's more worried about, which totally makes sense. Real life comes first, people. Just saying. So, all right. I think that is going to do it from Milwaukee tonight. Christopher Dean finally has a victory in the Great Lakes Truck Series, and it comes tonight. Two Tire Strategy brings it home with the win this evening. Congratulations to him, Zach Allman, J.W. Miller, top three finishers in this race. Robert Lucan's a top five also for him, and Lucas Josephson getting fifth to complete the top five. So congratulations to all the drivers, and what was a pretty fantastic race when it was all over. And of course, a big shout out to the viewers who watched tonight. Appreciate everything you guys do, and next time you'll see us on the air Saturday, hopefully broadcasting the Indy Endurance race I'll be in. You'll know if you see me go on the air at like 5 in the afternoon on Saturday that, well, I'm about getting a truck and going to be broadcasting that. But then, obviously, right after that race, we'll be over in Nashville for the USRC Truck Series. And, of course, this series, the Great Lakes Truck Series, will be in Chicagoland. So we will move on from there. And until then, if somebody is upset with you because you are mad at them for wrecking you and you're just ranting and raving and they're like, dude, relax, it's just a game, that's when you sit back and say, no, dude, it's not just a game. It's iRacing. See you.
And now the wait is over. The nerves have taken their toll. Ooh. Let go